anything vision that they want to mastermind about?
So, okay, so I was just thinking about you were talking about your website and like you had this great vision for it, but doing it is kind of the hard part, right? Like, and but you know when it's done, you're gonna love it. And um and thinking just about like that vision is it that how inspired you are with the vision of it. Um and just like other places we have vision, but they feel like drudgery to get started,
Mm-hmm.
even though they're important to us, right? Because a lot of times if you come back to your why, then you're like, yeah, what about this is important to me? And so I'm not sure where I'm going with this, but I feel like, ooh, there's something here. There's some nugget of that we're not always inspired to work towards our vision. Maybe it's not the vision itself, though, right? It's the talents. I'm sorry, I'm thinking out loud now, but it's that we're having to do certain tasks that lead us towards our vision. We're having to use certain skills or talents that maybe don't come naturally to us.
Mm-hmm.
And so it takes more inspiring to use them, right? Like we have to inspire ourselves to get going and do them because we know the result.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now does that bring anything up? Like if it's a skill or a talent that isn't our natural talent, how can we how can we get inspired to still work towards our vision?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think kind of, I'm just thinking of inspiration. Um, and I guess you were talking about not being able to get motivated to or inspired to follow
Yeah, we
through.
were talking about how do you get inspired for those things that
You
are
don't
not
want to do.
fun.
Yeah, I remember that. I think Rhonda one time said, and this has kind of stuck with me. What really inspires me in the first place? A clarity about what does inspire me, because if it is something that inspires me, I'm likely going to do it. So first of all, why am I not doing it? Is it because I don't know how? And it requires me to ask for help, which is harder for me to do, or that I really don't want to do it. And so I think sometimes I force myself to stay on a path because I think I want to do it or I think it inspires me, but in reality, it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
And knowing the difference between that sometimes is where the conundrum is for me. And the courage to say, I really don't want that, even though everybody thinks I should, or expectations, whatever it is, it's really not something I want to do. And so how do you have the courage to say, I'm not going down that path anymore? Because in reality, it doesn't inspire me. It's more of an expectation or I have to, or, if I don't, this will happen, a fear that keeps me on that path. And so really trying to figure out why do I not do it? It's because I don't know how or because I don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that takes a lot of courage.
Yeah, definitely. I love that. Well, we'll have to come back to that, maybe with Brenda. So we were talking about vision and being inspired by the vision, but not inspired by the work. And something that I'm learning to um, allow space for is the possibility of um, asking for support for the things that I don't enjoy doing. And And I'm realizing that's hard for me.
Yeah. It's hard. I think it's hard for everybody. It takes a lot of courage to ask for support. And usually what happens when you take that leap of faith and ask for support, people are more than willing to do that, to give you support. The reciprocity of supporting one another is a really courageous, loving act.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you're a perfect example of that in my life. You know, where you support me so often, and I would gladly reciprocate that. And I think that because you are a giving person, almost to a fault sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy to I don't know, maybe that feeds you in a way that keeps you from asking for support. Does that make sense?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
It totally does.
Yeah.
And I'm just noticing there's a message on, there was a message from Nancy, and oh, and it's already at the top of the hour again. Look at that. Like,
Time flies.